The Flame of Love of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the Spiritual Diary, Chapter 3, Episode 49. Effective Grace for the Dying, September 12th, 1963. After Holy Confession, the Lord Jesus filled me with great alternating torments. I once had to suffer because doubts were overcoming me. Another time, at the request of the Blessed Virgin, I had to suffer the agony of the dying and their fight against Satan. The Blessed Virgin spoke again. Mary said, "You see, my little one, once the flame of love of my heart lights up on the earth, its effective grace will also spread out to the dying. Satan will be blinded, and through your prayer at the nighttime vigil, the terrible struggle of the dying against Satan will end. Coming under the gentle light of my flame of love, even the most hardened sinner will convert." While she was telling me this, my suffering increased so greatly that I felt I was on the verge of bursting to pieces. Doubts and Interior Humiliations, September 14th, 1963. While I was working, the Blessed Virgin asked me to plead her holy cause. I was so confused that a resistance which I had never felt began to torture me. I asked, "Is this truly the Blessed Virgin's voice? Have I fallen victim to my imagination?" This happened because after my confession 2 days ago, I gave the Blessed Virgin's urgent petition to my spiritual director. He told me not to go to the bishop and that he would take responsibility before the Blessed Virgin. He even added that if it is urgent to the Blessed Virgin, that she herself would take the means. Besides that, I should wait until the bishop returns to the city and then speak with him. I told my spiritual director that I submit myself fully to what he said, and I will do nothing without his permission. Meanwhile, the Blessed Virgin kept urging me. Mary said, "Go quickly." I asked, "Oh, my mother, where and in what direction must I go? To whom?" She gave a clear response. Mary said, "Go to Father E. and ask him if he knows when the bishop will come." I was completely confused by these words. This was unexpected, and I felt incapable of making a decision. I foresaw great difficulties because the bishop usually does not come at this time. What would Father E. say if I came to him with my question? However, the urgency was much stronger than my power to resist the request. I interrupted my housework and went quickly to speak with Father E. He was not surprised and answered, "We expect the bishop on Monday to bless a tombstone." Since the response was not precise, I asked him if he could tell me the exact time, because I wanted to speak to him if he comes. Then I knelt and asked for his blessing. When I asked Father E. for his blessing, he is always surprised, but I consider it quite normal. Since the priest did not tell me the date and time, I had great inner humiliation. I did not understand the reason for this, even though the inspiration I followed was true. The anguish of the doubts still continued. If this inspiration did not come from the Blessed Virgin, Then what power made me do this? Over all people and nations. September 16th, 1963. The Blessed Virgin spoke again. My little one, I extend the effective grace of the flame of love of my heart over all the peoples and nations, not only over those living in the Holy Mother Church, but over all the souls marked with the sign of the Blessed Cross of my Divine Son. Further annotation in the diary, quote, also over those who are not baptized, end quote. The Blessed Virgin repeated these things also on September 19th and September 22nd. Family Holy Hour, September 24th, 1963. Afterwards, on September 24th, 1963, she called me again. Mary said, my flame of love, which I desire to spread from my heart over all of you in a greater measure, extends even to the souls in purgatory. Listen closely to what I am saying. Write down my words and give them to those concerned. For those families observing a holy hour of reparation on Thursday or Friday, if someone happens to die in the family, the deceased is freed from purgatory after a single day of strict fasting observed by any one member of the family. Parentheses, let's understand, if he died in a state of grace. End parentheses. Note, strict fasting does not mean suffering from hunger. It is permitted to eat bread and drink water. The Lord Jesus. Jesus said, you please me a great deal at this moment. You ask why? Continue to do your best. What did your guardian angel tell you? Increase the adoration and homage to the holy majesty of God. You see how by your resolve to examine your conscience every hour, your soul is refined to become more apt to immerse itself in God and worship Him. Your homage also is greatly gaining in standing with the holy majesty of God. This proposition on your part requires a very great peaceful contemplation, but to the one who loves, nothing is impossible. I have provided you with sufficient examples of that. Your bad temper will go on, but out of this evil nature I will accomplish a masterpiece if you agree to submit to my divine hand. Simply surrender to me like the wine grapes that are pressed and transformed into wine, which will become my precious blood. You also will be intoxicated with my precious blood, but only if you are transformed and purified, just like the must or like the wheat transformed in my sacred body once it has been ground. You also will transform yourself only once you have been ground down and your miserable nature divinized. You understand that, do you not? We have already meditated at length on that together. Whoever eats my body and drinks my blood remains in me, and I in him. He in whom God dwells will be divinized. Permeate yourself with this grace so great, my daughter. I await your arrival. October 2nd, 1963. The Lord Jesus told me, "Do not let the earth attract you to itself. By the many graces which I give you, you are an arrow which flies straight to me. By these graces you can stay in flight. We do not allow any relapse because my graces keep you in a continuous flight. The moment is near, so be patient. I can hardly wait for your arrival. My Elizabeth, my little one, I draw you close to my heart. You will receive a tremendous reward for all the sufferings that you have accepted for my work of salvation." October 9th, 1963. The Most Holy Virgin also asked me kindly. Mary said, "Keep vigil over the silence of your soul, my little Carmelite. Give no entrance even to a whisper that might disturb the silence of your soul. Our words will continue to echo if you listen with humility and holy devotion." These words of the Blessed Virgin resounded in my heart, such as when we mothers admonish our children and watch over them with an anxious and apprehensive love.